Oh my gosh, this could be a glitchy stream.
Why?
It's a glitching.
Yeah, we got a good stream last time. It didn't glitch. Why is one acting fool now?
I have no idea. Like, I really don't even know how to fix this because it's like.
It might look glitchy to us, but it might not be glitchy online.
Okay.
Because that's what happened last time, right?
Is it glitchy on your phone? Alright. That's when the people get you, then.
Ask me for the link.
Cool.
Keisha. Just sharing, inviting, making sure nobody gets left out. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this little series. It's been very interesting, to say the least. The thumbnail is me eating a piece of cracker.
When you get inside, just let us know that you're in here, so we can know.
Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Keisha say, how are people talking to you? She say in the chat. She say, which chat?
YouTube.
It might look like the comment section in. Hey,
Hey,
Chanel. First one to arrive.
I think they normally have a separate little button for it. It's called live chat. You just hit the live chat button.
Oh.
First though, we gotta start doing some door prizes, but people who come first.
First one in name.
Yeah.
Good Harris. Clear now. Can see us clear. Are we glitching? Are we like moving like robots? Let us know.
Yeah, the first one in always have to do the stream test.
It's a very important job.
Wake up in the morning. Okay, so I guess we can just start with just Chanel.
That's me say she's watching too. Still, Chanel's not the first one. You didn't comment though.
Didn't comment, Shorty. I need headphones. Hold on.
Is it too low?
I don't know. Let us know. Is it too low? She could turn it up a bit, I think. Yo, it's look like it good.
Mm-hmm. I think that's my her device.
Okay.
This is back.
Alright. Could you hear a bit better? Davis?
Kira. I think that's Kira. That's Kira, right?
I have no idea.
C.A. Davis, yeah. Kira Alexa.
Kira name spelled with a C?
Yes. C-I-R-A.
You think you know people? Oh, Maddie watching a movie. Alright. Wow, you think you know people, boy. Alright, so we can be talking about creating a relationship or a relationship culture, finances this time. So a relationship, how do you say it?
Come on now.
A
It's on the third
financial
night. With
relationship culture.
No, it's relationship culture with creating a relationship culture with finances.
All right.
Not of finances, but with finances.
All right, with finances. All right. So we always start with the definition. What is culture? Culture is a practice by a particular group of people that is done over a period of time to protect them. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
To protect them from their worst adverse decisions. Right? So culture is a practice by a particular group of people, and in this instance, it will be the husband and wife or the family or whatever, the household, and it is to protect them from their worst adverse decisions. So there are practices that are done, and when you do these practices, you are protected from stuff that you do indirectly. Right? So we always open the chat first to hear you guys take on it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think are some practices that you could do to protect your family's finances?
Protect family finances?
Yeah.
No. Protect your relationship from financial despair.
Right. Protect your relationship from financial despair. But the topic is finances.
Right. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a culture in the relationship, a practice.
Right.
So that we don't make.
Yeah, but I already stated
decisions.
that the group of people that we're talking about in this instance when we're talking about culture is the relationship. The relationship.
Right. But you said.
Okay.
But you said sounded like how can we secure our finances together? You understand?
I get it.
Okay.
I understand.
Trinidad says budget.
Budget. Okay, let's play devil's advocate. So what if I think that the budget is $2,000 and you think that the budget is $1,200? So I want ball, and
No deal.
we sort of have something like that right now. I a little bit more spend loosely, and Donya a little bit sometimes she a little bit more tight. I wouldn't say that she a little bit more tight, but it's just that pause.
Yeah, it's glitching a lot now. It's really glitching a lot.
Is it?
I think I cannot handle it. Why you change the bit rate?
Because that's how it ran smooth last time. I know.
Okay.
I put the anyway.
Let's see how we can fix the glitching, because we definitely don't want that to happen.
Why do you keep switching it back to this? Okay.
Testing 1 2. Testing. Okay.
But that's just the upload speed, just dropping up and whatever. Cause see
Yeah.
the bit rate is. So we already under this bit rate,
Okay.
which is not good.
Just let us know if you guys could still hear us, even though it might have a little glitching.
Yeah, because
I rather that than you can't hear us.
it's fine now.
Okay. So you saying that you think the budget is 2,000? I think the budget is 12.
Right.
How do you think a budget is something totally different?
All right. What if we can't agree on the budget, on what the budget could be?
Okay. But if you can't agree on the budget, Chanel.
If we can't agree on.
Okay, let's say I guess we going on vacation. That's what we. Because I want to put it in context of what we trying to buy. Like, we ain't trying to buy a television. Like, because then it's like, yo, $2,000 on a TV?
You
crazy.
You wildin' out.
Kennedy said she on the Grammy account. I can't. Your Grammy know you have an account? Yeah, this should be money.
Wow, well, thank you for introducing us to her name. We'll be on first name basis from now.
You didn't know Molly and Neil.
So getting on the same page as it relates
she just didn't know.
to the budget. Firstly, by looking at what is coming in, and then look what we have to spend monthly. That's great.
What you would like to save. Budgeting and that as well. Okay.
Hi, Kennedy. Okay.
That's a good point, Trinell, because you have to know your starting point. You have to know your starting point. And if you don't, I think that's where a lot of problems could come into play as it relates to anything. We have to agree and be on the same page that this is what we're going to spend, this is what we're going to save, this is what we're going to work towards financially. Because if you're not on the same page with that, then it's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard.
All right. Well, I would say, all right, the first thing in creating financial culture within your relationship is to put your finances in its proper priority. Right? So the first thing I would note is that your finances do not trump your relationship.
Never.
Right? So you don't say, yo, I have an opportunity to make $20,000, but it can cost me my relationship. So, but it's $20,000. You know what I mean? Your relationship should always trump the finances. Alright? So once you have that established, some practices that you could do is this sort of tie-in is open-end communication about spending. So you need to have that conversation like Trinea says first. You need to see how much money do we have coming in, and then what all stuff do we need to buy and save. We need to save first, right? So even within the finances aspect, you have to prioritize finances themselves, right? But one of the things that I think that you should do is you should always allocate money for the relationship, right?
What do you mean by that?
So what I mean by this, allocate money for the relationship. Allocate bills and stuff like that, they have to get paid, right? We know that.
Definitely.
But you need to allocate money to spend a little bit of time, right? And if you don't have money inside the budget, like if you're all completely maxed out and you all only have enough money to cover your bills and your tithes and whatever, that's fine. That's just your reality at that particular point. But if you do, you need to be intentional about your relationship. Because remember now, the topic is we want our finances. We dealing with relationship culture, but finances. But the finances we dealing with in regards to the relationship. So you need to allocate money to spend time to do fun events. You don't have a relationship where you're so
go nowhere.
Right, you're so crazy caught up on, we gotta save, we gotta save every penny. And now the person wanna do something cool, they wanna go to dinner, they wanna go grab something to eat and sit out on the beach. They wanna, we don't got no money for that. It has put the relationship at such a funny spot, such a dry spot. And nobody likes a dry spot. Kennedy, get out of here.
Keep it PG.
That's not the live stream for you.
Keep it PG. When we were talking about which topic to come up with, it was amazing to see how many single people actually never considered talking about their finances prior to getting in a marriage. And for those who watched Love is Blind, when Barnett and Amber had that conversation about when they had that conversation about all of her student loans and she still didn't finish college and all her debt, and they said that, I was for sure this man was gonna say no, he ain't marrying her, because when somebody open up about their financial history and their financial position, you have a choice. Ashlyn, she reached. You have a choice to say whether or not you want to hop on board with this person and help them get out of this debt, or if you could be like, nah, fam, it's Casey, nah, fam, I'm not about that. So what do you guys think about talking about finances and stuff like that? You have to turn it down, babe. You have to turn it down, babe. We live, Casey. We live,
Casey. We live.
So you have to decide right then and there whether or not you want to
Kennedy,
be a part of that. You want to be a part of that. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Yo, shout out my boy CJ. He about to take another big step in his life and lock down a woman in his dreams. So, shout out my boy CJ. Mr. McCarthy.
Did you hear anything I said? Did y'all hear anything I said?
I hope so.
Y'all start getting so shout me out. Let me answer this phone. Let me call. What y'all talking about?
Here, man. Call me in a minute. So.
Okay, wait. For my married people in here, did you discuss finances before marriage? Did you know
how much a person made?
How much they made? How much debt they owe? If they have a loan? When did you find this information out in your relationship? I'ma wait. Once again, thank y'all for coming through. We really enjoyed this. Everybody locked down, so this is the best social interaction.
She said no, ask again. Someone says no, I said. When you were single.
I said it again. She said yes, we did.
Okay.
Y'all was to get along.
Someone gets to get along?
Yes, there is to get along. What you mean?
I feel like you meet her one day and marry her the next day. It was so quick.
Yeah. Okay. Ashlyn says yes, they have. Trinette says, I found out after we got married how much Barry made. Yeah, because...
dog.
I wonder why. So he handed me a pay slip, LOL. Barry's a businessman.
Man.
If he say he knew before marriage. Yeah, so it was very interesting for people who dating to be like, they never considered asking about this stuff. It's like,
bro, you better?
What you mean you never considered asking about
you
that?
You can come in there. See, let me tell you something.
You're getting too caught up on the dates and the...
First of all, dating fake.
Asha says, and unfortunately, our conversation began after argument ensued by better late than never, I guess. And we are technically not married yet, so I guess we still ahead. Definitely.
Dating fake. Dating is fake.
You say dating fake?
Dating fake. A person doing all this stuff. They come and they buying you food every day.
Hair laid, lashes done.
They doing every day. They can find the money. They can find the money when you're dating. When you getting like a real, them people you can really see what it is. Person got bills. Person got bills, bro. Yo, we can't do that. Well, hold on. You used to carry me this. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
We can't do that. We got to pay the light bill.
Yeah.
We got to pay this. We got to pay. But where all your money gone?
Shanae said, love is how you're not considering any of those things. This is the problem. This is the problem when you get so blinded that something like that, which is very important and could make or break a relationship, a marriage, or whatever, that needs to be discussed. Shanae said, I advise any couple to sit down and discuss finances before marriage. It's a must.
That's a must.
It's a must. Nice of you say, not for me. I gotta know what I'm getting into. Right, but after you find out, then what? If you was $10,000 in debt before we got married, and I can't figure out a way how legally you could get that down, I know. Obviously, we can't have no wedding because you in debt, bro. How we gonna have a wedding and you can't afford no wedding?
Yeah, you can't afford no wedding.
What thing I'm telling you, say, babe, you can't afford pictures.
Don't get married.
Don't get married, babe.
Don't
you
get
can
married.
Hard. That's the realest thing I ever heard somebody say in relation to like finances.
You can't afford your wedding pictures. Don't get married, bro.
Like how
you ain't ready.
Yeah,
you need some time.
It's just rough.
Cause you need to know that you bring in something to the table. You know. But, alright, because we're dealing with finances, we can tip a little bit into business, right? So y'all know we have our own business, and a part of our business is you have to allocate funds for the business. So anytime money come in, it have to get split 3 ways: Donia, Ken, and the business, right? In the same way, when money come in a relationship, the money have to sort of get split 3 ways. It's sort of like God need a little 10%. You need the bills and the serious stuff and your savings. And then you need to allocate money for
your play money.
Your play money.
But you have save money too, so you get split.
I but save money with the bills. They just like savings, just like a bill. Savings like a bill.
Okay.
You have to, even if it's $20, you have to save something, and then you need to allocate money for your relationship. You need to allocate money for y'all to do something. You need to allocate money for y'all to take a trip and go and travel.
Right, buy a gift.
Buy a gift. Valentine's Day is coming, catch everybody off guard. Her birthday can come and catch you off guard. Christmas can come and catch you off guard. World kick you in your head. Especially like Donya, who her birthday in November, Christmas come right after that, right after Christmas. This Valentine's Day is just be right there, head locking you, punching you in your head. You need to think ahead.
Asha said she need dating fake on a shirt. Say, bro, I can count the amount of dinner dates we have had in 4 years, and I am completely okay with that. We had the best movie nights at home, free beach picnics listed. It ain't make no sense.
Listen, you don't have to go out to the greatest restaurant to go have a dinner date.
No.
But if we got a dinner date, we got a dinner date at home, right? Go sometimes, but you could download speed is roaring, but the upload speed is just horrible.
Okay, we should be back now.
I think we back. All right, so we live. Okay. So I was saying that you could buy steak for $5. You could buy shrimp for $7. You could buy a bag of potatoes, the expensive bag of potatoes, for $4.23. Right? The idea here is not about how much money. The idea here is to always be intentional about saving money or allocating money towards the relationship. Even if it's just $25, even if it's just, $30. $30 is $15 a piece. That's enough for a dinner date at home. That's enough for you to stop and even hit the DVD man and then watch a nice DVD at home. If you're real cheap, you go on one of them little pirating sites and then just stream the movie.
I feel like all that has its time. All that has its place.
Yeah. You could go and you could take $20 or $40, put some gas in your car, and just go drive around. I know me personally. Oh man, driving around, that'll send me to sleep.
Driving around is expensive though with gas.
That's why if it's a date, if there's something like, I always remember growing up, and one of the times we used to grow up in Freeport, we used to just like after we go fishing or something like that, we used to be like, yo, take the little funny, more scenic way home. Like we used to drive around and go look at like the houses without like the Christmas lights on it, and just drive around, just look at the Christmas lights, and be like, oh yeah, but that house, that bought in this house, and we like, oh, this house getting this house got an 8, and then we be riding around trying to see if it's a house that beat an 8 or whatever, and that used to be fun and that used to be cool. Didn't take much money.
No. Okay, going back, right? Because although we're saying it don't take much money, inexpensive date don't have to be like cheap. Like it don't have to be where you feel like, especially like if you want to just get out, you just want to get out the house. You don't want to always have dinner at home because, truth be told, you're probably having dinner at home every day.
Yeah.
So what's so special about having dinner at home on our date night? So you have to create it, make it in a way where it isn't the same.
Yeah, light some candles.
That's what Ashton was saying right now. Wait, so Trinell said we went to a particular establishment and what they wanted to charge for one meal, we went and got 2 and went home and watched anime. Trinell, you
Barry, is that watch anime?
I could see that.
Wait, Barry must be my brother, buddy.
Cause he's watch anime.
Yes, right.
That makes somebody your brother.
Wait, we have other things in common, but yo, I wouldn't even put Barry for the anime type.
Yes, boy. Ashton said people have lost sight of candlelit dinners and the really romantic, intimate date ideas. Exactly, Ken. When you weigh your options, buying food and cooking as opposed to going out is honestly just as good. Wenrick said, my wife and I, we have it set simple. Bills and groceries, savings, and date night. At least once a week, depending on our schedules. That is be the issue. Date night don't have to cost anything. Ashton said that's the ticket. Ice cream, ocean view conversation. Nobody knocking restaurants at the same time. I know, right? Because you want your little sushi. Want your sakura, because I can't make sushi home. I mean, you love to buy the stuff.
Drop the kids by the family member's house. Whoa.
Yeah, that's an option to put them to bed.
What kid? Who family? What?
Don't do Ash like that.
Yeah, you could bring the kids and drop them off by some family member house and
Just enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
Just enjoy the quiet.
Now watch this. You can't, if we got date night, I can be real. Like my wife say, you gotta find a way to make it special. Don't cook me white rice and tuna.
Fire engine.
Cook me the fire engine.
If that's your favorite food.
If that's your favorite food, yeah, but you know.
But this is supposed to be a date. This is supposed to be on date level.
Right, and then be honest. Be honest with yourself. If you can't cook, leave that to somebody else. Call one of your friends who you know can cook and be like, yo, I can just get the ingredients. Yo, could you just cook us tonight? Cover the plate. And then you save that. There's nobody gonna be sitting down there, have to look you in the eye and have to pretend that your food tastes good. Don't.
Okay.
You can cook, baby. You can cook. I say, and some of y'all out there, y'all know y'all can't cook. Y'all can't boil water.
Getting back onto our topic about creating a relationship culture with finances, right? I think one thing that we do also is we don't make big purchases without it being a dual agreement.
Yeah.
So Ken can't ever come home and tell me, hey, I bought a dirt bike. You bought a what?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
Are you mad? Are you crazy?
Right, so you gotta...
I can't go and say, hey, I just bought a whole box of Remy. You did what?
No. Get a box. Nah. With the receipt. Come. With the receipt. So, you gotta have... And then if you know that it could be a large purchase. Anybody who's going to make a large purchase, know long time before anything happen that, yo, they about to go and make a large purchase. Nobody just wake up and just be like, oh my goodness, I need to buy me one of the 10 boxes of Remy. No one is do that. It was no long time, yo, I got this event coming up. I want to look real nice or whatever. From the moment you get that idea in your head, brief the person.
Talk about that.
Brief the person. Throw the idea out. Hey, I have something coming up. I want to look real nice. I'm thinking about getting my hair done. But I don't want to be simple. I want it to be a little bit more extravagant.
Do your research. How much it can cost? Because that's the next question they can ask you.
But listen.
How much all that can cost?
Every time when we had to travel, and y'all know, those of y'all who follow our channel, we travel quite a bit. When we had to travel, no one used to be telling me about this place and that place. I didn't care. How much it can cost? Get me the bill. Let me see with the bill. And then we can try to figure out what's the option here. If you say, hey, how long we could be in the hotel? How much nights that is? How much they charging per room? They have a service charge? How much that could be? And as soon as you get the figures, you have now one of the big points that I want to make, you now have a goal. Right? So in creating a relationship culture in regards to finance, what you need...
Nia!
Let me don't come out the box. I don't know.
I should tell you something. Y'all see me today. I definitely don't know.
Yeah. So, whatever's coming, the plastic, what is coming?
You gotta ask Nia.
It's come off someone there. Like, hold still. So we're trying to get this nice and close to the roof. Alright.
So that's the point. You said goal.
Right.
A goal.
So another part of creating a relationship culture in regards to finance is setting goals. Set goals. Yo, at the end of the year, we need to have 10 grand saved. We trying to get a house. We need a down payment for a house. Down payment, the people asking for $6,000. We need lawyer fees.
Yeah.
We need 10 grand or 12 grand saved.
Yeah.
You understand? Set a goal. We want to travel this year. I want to go to Spain. I don't go to Spain and have to worry about if I can eat. I just be looking around. Wow,
ooh, this is nice.
And oh my God, my belly growling. Go to the restaurant. How much is that exactly? Like,
do you have
how much
water
is that
for free?
Yeah, how much is that American? Me get a cup of water with a lemon in it.
Y'all the free bread.
Say straight off the Malaysian.
But wouldn't that go back to like budgeting, like setting a goal, or that's two different things to you?
That's two different things to me.
Okay.
Set a goal, and then once you set a goal, you actively work towards that goal.
Mm-hmm.
See, once I know I got a goal, but I could say, "Boy, I throw $20 towards that goal.
Right.
I throwing this towards that goal."
Right.
You know?
Okay, so now this kind of going into the next topic about coupled finances, right? Because you have, okay, like we said, talk about big purchases. If you're in a relationship where you wanna surprise me with a trip, I ain't asking you, oh, what you think about this or whatever. I just popping up, bam, 2 tickets to Paris. Pack your bags, babe. Let's go. That could throw somebody off. As great as a gesture as it seems, it could throw somebody off if they ain't in a position to do that, or if they feel as though, hey, we could have used this for something else. It might be.
That's true.
Somebody might be thrilled. They might be like, oh my God, we going to Paris. He surprised me with a trip to Paris. Oh, he surprised me with this or whatever. But it's like, for somebody else, that could possibly be a spoken they will.
It's true. I would say, especially with surprises, you need to secretly plan ahead and secretly find a way to save this money so that it is not in harm's way of anything that was prior discussed. You can't tell me, okay, we saving towards this house. Saving towards the house. We $8,000 into saving this house. We got $10,000 right there. I come out from work and be like, oh baby, I buy a brand new car. Oh look, we got a brand new car. What money?
not the money we trying to save for the house.
You know, we were saving the money, but we was $2,000 short, and we wasn't gonna get that this year, so we probably got to work on that next year. But I get the car. I got the car, baby. Oh, this is the car I always wanted. Oh man, yeah, sit in it. No.
Cause you'll be upset.
That ain't gonna work. You better go carry the car back. Instantly we get right for sale on the car. Don't drive that. Tow that back to the house.
I want to hear what y'all think. If your spouse or significant other, whoever, just pop up and say they make a big purchase as a gift, cute as hell. How would you feel about that? Reading up. So Renisha asks, this Burrows, hey Burrows, say, do y'all have separate accounts? Oh, child, we getting to that. We can get to that one. Okay. You want to answer it now? We can wait to get to that one.
We get to that next. We can go to that
I don't know why I shouldn't think I eaten something. I'm not. Probably just chewing on my thoughts. Thank you, Candy. Yes, these earrings are bomb.com.
Bomb.com. Showing the age. Oh my God. Showing the age.
Keith say you have to surprise your spouse with something they want, not what you want. Honestly, but what if you thought that's what they would have want though? Like, oh, I hear you say you always wanted to go to Paris, so I buy these tickets to Paris.
Yeah, no, priority. The idea
I said I always wanted to go.
I
didn't say I wanted to go right now.
I don't say I wanted to go at the expense of my house.
Take that car right back where you get it from.
You can't. I don't know about that.
Nia say that's a big fight. Like it has to be. Boy, it has to be discussed. It has to be in.
So the idea here, like what I want to echo, the idea here is when you're creating a culture, right? So the reason, going back to the definition, culture is a practice by a particular group of people, and in this case, the relationship, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever, to protect them from their worst decisions, right? So the idea is to put these practices that you do every day or in your relationship, that you make them common. and you put these practices into play so that you avoid the fight. Before the fight ain't gonna come because we do this. And it is easier mind. So I always just use the example, I trust my brothers with my life, right? But if I'm not home, my brothers gotta wait outside till I reach home. Now, I know for sure I don't never gotta worry about, or what happen if my brother try to do this, or my wife feel like that, or whatever. It's never a thought in my mind. It ain't gonna never happen because that is just in our relationship culture. And we don't want this to be misconstrued with rules. They ain't rules. They're just practices that we do. And you have fun practices and you have some good protective practices. In this case of finances, we already covered like a little fun practice. Alright. So we know that we need to have a conversation before any major spending.
Yeah. That's our culture. I don't know how your culture is. That's how our culture works. Like Ken right now probably got like $8,000 in our Amazon cart.
Right now. Actually, to be honest, if I had to really, really be honest with you, I probably got closer to $10,000 worth of film equipment I'll buy. But that ain't really our relationship stuff. That's the business stuff.
Because you wouldn't go and
but that's a major spend.
Right, you still wouldn't go and say, well, the business buying this, so let me just buy it.
No,
You're still going to have to discuss that.
Right? So, what Keith say? Because you say that's a good point.
Because Keith said that you should have to surprise the person with something they want, not something that you want.
Alright, that's powerful in itself. Alright, now to answer the question of, do we have separate accounts? Yes and no. Yes and no. We do have separate accounts, but we don't live like our money is separate.
Our money isn't separate. We have separate accounts, but our money isn't
separate.
Right.
My wife knows how much money is on my account. My wife can go and spend money off my account. I know how much money is on my wife's account. I can go and spend money off my wife's account. It's our money. The money is just allocated to different spots because I get paid on my account, she's get paid on her account, or monies get transferred to her account, or whatever is the case. But ultimately, our money is together.
Yeah.
We look at how much bills and how much all our debt accounts to every month, and then we pay it. But we don't be like, oh, I paid the light bill, or I paid the rent. No, we just paid the rent.
Right.
So that's how and that's probably a culture in our relationship.
Right. Some people totally different.
Now it might work for you, right? So I don't want to just be black and white and just be like, yo, don't
put all your money in one account.
Put all your money in or you all live separate or whatever is the case. Right. I don't want to do that. But I hear people say it, but I look at the mindset of the person when they say certain things, right? So if you one of them people who like, yo, I gotta keep this money because you never know when this nigga gonna play crazy, so I got this little secret money.
I ain't down with that.
No, I ain't down with that idea. Because you planning the separation before you even plan to be together. You understand?
Say that part again.
If you was a person, you was keep your little closet money. Like, yo, gotta keep putting this little $50 on this little secret account. He ain't know about. Just sliding that in there. He ain't know about that. Just in case this nigga play crazy one day. I know I can be straight.
You know what's amazing? People just tell you that. Like, grown people would tell you, now make sure you have an account he don't know about. So just in case, you could have your own and you could move out or you could whatever.
Right. That is That right there is you planning separation, you planning your divorce before you plan your marriage.
See, that's what Ashton just said. That's planting seeds for divorce. Because if you know you got that parachute, you could take it.
You can jump. You planning your divorce ahead of time before you plan your marriage. Now then you can put all your eggs in one basket.
But why does it have to be secret? And why does the motive behind it have to be, in case he act up, I could leave? If you have a separate account that you want to save for whatever reason, it don't have to be, in case you act up, I can move out, or I can kick you to the curb.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like the motive behind it is just ill.
Let your motive be pure. You know, let your motive be pure. Say, yo, you know, rainy days has come. Let's take $1,000 and invest in something, to where we could get some money return. Like me personally, I ain't really about spending money on things that don't really bring me. I'd rather see him break up car and the car making
not
the
break up.
car make
the service. We just need
the service and it need a control arm right now and whatever. I driving that. I getting ready to go. You understand? I'm the type of person like, yo, I gotta ride at a date. I gotta be in comprehensive insurance. I gotta my car gotta be that. That ain't me.
No.
Car don't bring me no money back. Unless you's a person who's buy a car and then you flip them.
Delivery or
I don't do that. Now when it come to things so it can bring me back some money, I all for that. I'm quick to spend on that. Me, I'll spend money on a new camera. Cause I know that's my business. I know money coming back from that. I can make that back.
Okay, let's take Renisha's question. It says, key question. What if you disagree on spending? We kind of talked about this last time in communication about agreeing to disagree, and how when you agree to disagree, the person who say no usually wins.
Right.
So, because the person who's saying no is more of a, I don't want to say safe, like a safe area. But if you go and you do it and it doesn't work out, then you find yourself in a deficit. Whereas if you don't do it, you didn't really lose anything.
You didn't lose anything.
So the person who say no usually wins. Now, if you cannot persuade the person to see that the value of what you all need, or if I saying, hey, because this has happened with us, same thing with cameras, I feel as though maybe we need a cheaper version. And Ken is explaining to me that no, the quality that we want, what this could do, like he's literally selling me, I don't want to say the dream, but selling me the vision of why we need what we need, and not just because I say we need it. Like, that's not good. If you can't persuade me on that, then no.
Right, so
we have to be in agreement. You have to be in agreement. And it just suck if you decide that, well, I still could go buy it even though the person disagrees, because now you can put a little trust issue between you and your spouse.
Right. So I wouldn't advise you to do that.
Definitely
not. If it's something that can be compromised on, then compromise on it. So, for example, if a lot of times when I bring stuff to Donya and I tell Donya, she don't even be listening. She's like, okay, Ken, you know, you go do the research on it or whatever. And then when it's really time, she'll be like, yo, is there a cheaper version of this that we could get? And if there's a cheaper version that I like, I'll compromise and get the cheaper version. But if there's this is just not the thing that we could compromise on, then we can get it more expensive. Or sometimes we might agree to disagree, and that might mean so that purchase might have to wait until later, until a better time.
Probably not no forever, but just no for right now.
And one of the things I would always say, women have this gift. Men have it too, but it just ain't as strong as women. Men have this intuition. Women have this intuition, right? They just have this feeling when something go wrong. Trust the feeling, or at least hear the feeling out. Hear out why they saying certain things.
Sorry, I just looking at it to make sure we don't drop off.
Yeah. Um, trust the intuition. Hear the intuition out. Hear the idea. Hear the argument as to why not to do it. You understand? Hear it. Just hear it out. You might not agree because you might be able to come up with some ideas to the trumpet. Now, men have a thing that is not intuition. Man just is no. Mm-hmm. It's not a feeling. They know.
Just know.
It's the right decision. And sometimes they have logical, straight answers as to why. Mm-hmm. Women hear the logical reason and try to see it from the perspective on which they see it from.
Yeah. You guys are really asking some really good questions right now. We can get to everyone.
Hear it out and then see it where they see it from. Especially when we're dealing with finances, we're dealing with investments, we're dealing with money. And that's another thing. We can do a conversation on this later. This is the next series that we can be going into is relationship business. But everything in regards to business is
directly related to
relationships.
Yeah.
You have appreciation in relationships, you have appreciation in business. You have investments in relationship, you have investments in business.
Okay, that's it. We didn't give too much.
Alright, we didn't give you all too much. But we can tackle all of them stuff later.
Renisha said, do you think you should get paid or a stipend for little special gifts?
We said that already. Allocate money for
a stipend though, like you giving me. Hold on, Renisha, hold on. Explain that. We can come back to that one because I feel like now I interpreted that a different way. Anyway,
I said earlier. I don't know if you was here, Boris. But you want to allocate money for the relationship. You want to allocate money to do stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You want to allocate money for special stuff in regards to your relationship. Mm-hmm. You got bills, you got whatever you got to do. A big part of your relationship is your relationship. Mm-hmm. So you have to allocate resources for your relationship. Mm-hmm. It don't have to be much. It don't have to be nothing crazy. Steak is go sometimes on sale for $5. Shrimp costs $7.99. A bag of potatoes costs the expensive one. The expensive one. $5 maybe. Cost $4.23. When I was growing up, we used to call them the white people potato. I remember sometimes you grab the little, like the yellowish one with the thin skin. Mm-hmm. You grab them. I said, put that back. Get the next one. The long, rough potato.
Trinette say, what about spouses that have to protect the other from themselves because they are terrible at spending money?
Okay, very good. This is very important. Usually in a relationship,
that's
one person...
after you don't establish a culture.
That's after you don't establish a culture. Yeah. But usually when you're dating, right?
You see the culture.
When you're dating, before you get married to the person, you will see. You know the person crazy with money. You know the person crazy by money. They spend money, they don't say.
It wasn't a problem then. Because they were spending it wildly on you.
But Lord, we can be real.
Other things that wasn't affecting you. But now that you married, their spending affects you. So right. you have to take
No, but we see it. We see it. The person is do something crazy. There go, you be like, yo, just go take some money and think I'm to be, yo, I didn't spend the money. The person crazy with money. Right? One person in the relationship usually better with finances. Mm-hmm. Once you've come to the determination that this person is better at finances than you. Donya is better at finances than me. She's not better at math than me, but she's better at finances than me. Right? She's the financial manager. Everything has got to go through Donya. I put in the request. I formulate the ideas and put in the request. This is the request and what we need to do. She's overview the budget and be like, nah, we can't do this. God dang it. Send it back. Send it back to HR. But you got to trust the finance. After you then come to the determination that that's the financial controller, that's the financial controller. That's what you got to do. Right? It's a hard conversation, but you got to sit the person down and be like, you suck at money, bro.
See, that's what Kia's saying. My husband pay goes on the account and I do the paying of the bills, everything. He prefers I deal with the budget and saving. He's not good with money, so that works for us. Boom. That worked for us too.
Work for us. I take the money off my account. I just get the money to Donya for all the bills. Be like, yo, you do what you gotta do. Pay the bills. I don't want to see it. Only thing I want to hear is, okay, everything paid.
Remember the day you had to pay the bills?
But it was like, you ever had to teach your great grandmother how to tax? That's how it was. I was like, hold on. Click that. Click over there. I don't.
You know how to do the online banking situation.
No, that was hard.
Online paying. Oh god.
I can't do it. When we take trips, I don't buy the ticket and all of that type of stuff. Let's get the money. Yeah, there's some money. Can you buy the ticket? Maybe you get the hotel. Maybe go in. Then we leave. That's
it. That's
it. I got it.
Ashlyn says, so how you feel about prenups? Like, I wonder if persons realize it's not only already rich people doing those. There are persons that actually discuss the what ifs out in the open prior to weddings. How do you feel about prenups?
If
you broke and
if y'all at rock bottom,
leave that
alone. But for marriages that are for young people who are dating, who coming into marriages with
no.
Okay, it should be unfrozen now. I think we froze for a second or two. For people who are dating, who come into marriages with something to bring to the table, who have investments, properties, cars, money. Yes, a prenuptial agreement might need to come into effect, right? So if I got my Grammy died and she leave me with $230,000, I come into this relationship with $230,000.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't help with that. You didn't. That's right. My Grammy money.
That's nothing to do with you.
We need to discuss a prenup.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we ain't gonna talk nothing like no biblical and all this and that and create just real life. You need to come in there with a.
I still think it depends on the person, because you could have a significant other who don't mind that. They're like, yo, I coming in this $200,000 richer. We could do this together. We can get that. Like, yeah. They come planning you into that money and not trying to keep you out of it.
I'm saying if somebody have the conversation, if they saying, yo, I got $230,000, because nobody is when they dating just follow, yo, I got $230,000 in my account.
What's up?
As they get closer to the relationship, as they get closer to the marriage, and they know, yo, you can about to see how much money I really got, then that conversation is start to take place. Right?
Yeah.
So, if they have an apprehensions, they might need to get a prenuptial agreement. That's just good business. That's just good.
It is.
Now, watch this. Here's the crazy thing about a prenup. If you have a prenup concerning the $230,000, you can't spend the $230,000. If you use the $230,000 to buy a house in the marriage, then
that's the house of the marriage.
That's the house of the marriage.
Correct.
All right. So let's get that out of the way. So if the person really feel that way about you and they want to buy a house, and then that don't stop you from doing nothing what you want to do.
If you already have a house.
Now, if the person coming in with 2-3 apartments, and they saying, yo, and that should tell you something about the person. If you coming in dead broke, the person is willing to consider you knowing that they got 3 apartments.
Right.
Built before you. And they saying, yo, we got a prenup. The apartments, if we should separate, the apartments can remain mine.
Right.
They ain't giving that before. They ain't giving you that.
Right.
You gotta respect that.
Definitely.
And normally
you can't. I don't think you should be upset about that.
No, you can't be upset
That
about
had
that.
nothing to
do with you. Now you might tell the person, hey, yo, you get 3 apartments coming into that.
Okay.
I expect an apartment within somewhere in this relationship.
Okay, right. It have to have some type of terms, because if you have 3 apartments and you marry me and you want me to become now the homeowner association for the apartments, where I have to help you with maintenance and talking to the tenants and all this other stuff, where you can tell me, oh no, these mines.
Yeah, but then see, that's another thing. I'm an expert on this, but I know a little bit about it, right?
Go ahead.
I'm actually tell you already. It sound good, but the legal stuff, the court work, it just don't work like that. All right, it don't work well. You say, yo, you have 3 apartments. You told her she didn't have to work, and now y'all getting divorced, and you can kick her high and dry. It don't work like that.
No.
Tiger Woods wish it worked like that. It don't work like that. That woman, the amount of time she put into you, she could be entitled to something.
Definitely.
And she can get something out of you.
To finish that off, Ashlyn said, I personally would not be okay with being presented with a prenup, but at the same time, I completely understand what the pros and cons are of prenups just from working at a law firm. Also, that gives you the opportunity to decide whether or not you want to go forward with this person. Because they might be mean and selfish as hell.
That's what I said. This telling you a lot about the person.
They might be. They just might be. Or they might have some type of personal scar of somebody robbing them or taking advantage of them.
It tells you a lot about the person.
You have to figure out, okay, why is this being presented? Not just the, I'm trying to protect my assets type of way. The why behind it. Is it because you selfish, or is it because you have some type of brokenness where somebody robbed you, somebody took advantage of you, or something like that? Like, that's important to know.
Not just that, it might be sentimental value. My daddy leave me, especially like from the woman perspective. Your daddy work hard. He built 3 apartments. He leave it to his daughter.
Right.
Now his daughter getting married, and now the husband want access to these 3 apartments. You wildin'.
The person that have access to your body but not access to your apartments?
They in her apartments. They in daddy apartments.
Daddy leave it to me.
Yeah, he left it to you. Exactly.
So they mine.
No, they your daddy gift to you. You know what I mean? It's your daddy gift to you.
Okay then.
The man now coming in to this situation.
Hey daddy, give me this.
Her daddy giving them apartments. Now you, as a man, need to work. And y'all need to come together and y'all can build something else. Your children should have access to them apartments.
Yes, they should.
But if things should go south, you shouldn't be wilding trying to fight all to the tooth and nail talking about you want them apartments. Your motive wrong.
So in relation to what Keith had asked, Keith said, but doesn't the husband have the final say? Bro, if you believe that.
Crazy.
If you believe that,
the final say what?
The spending. If 2 persons disagree, he's saying that the husband should have the final say on whether or not. No, bro.
To some degree.
To some degree, but hold on. Let me say this: if you looking at your relationship as a partnership with this person, your stance don't trump their stance. It should be something where y'all should work on it together. As a unit, as a family, not as a hierarchy where I trump you because I am husband. Now, it could be if it's a decision where, like, this decision have to get made. This ain't no if we could do it or if we ain't gonna do it. This have to get made. Then the decision have to get made. But I don't think it won't be because I'm the husband, I say what I say. Don't ask me nothing else about it. It's that done. That can create another environment for problems. In my opinion.
A lot of times, right? I'm going to say this very gently, and I want to be taken within context, right? For a lot of times, we've been using Christianity for a reason, like for these misogynistic ideas, right? Like, yo, as the man, I bring down the and I just say, yo, that's how it go, right? You know your wife is your best friend. You marry the person because you believe they're intelligent. You believe that they have some form of good input and some form of good ideas. That has to be taken into account. Let's not get crazy and think that, yo, it, even the good book tell you, say you should love your wife as Christ loved the church. And you gotta look and do some study as to how Christ loved the church. Did Christ demand this and make all the decisions and say, no?
Nope.
So you gotta have an aspect of tenderness and an aspect of care, an aspect of love and respect. And that respect gotta go both ways. I respect my wife point of view. Now, yes, you as the husband, you as the man in charge of the house and whatever. And yes, you have a bit of weight. Don't abuse it though. Don't just be like, yo, my idea thing up. If I always you wasn't here but my very first point was that finances don't trump your relationship. That was my first point. So I can't make a decision about finances knowing that it's going to damage my relationship, because my relationship takes hierarchy over the finances. So if the decision is going to make us upset with one another and we can talk for 4 or 5 days and whatever the case, I'd rather let's just put that on pause and just have the good relationship, and then we'll come back to that later and see if we can make a better decision like that.
Renisha asks, do you think a couple should pay tithes as a couple or separate?
It depends. Do they make their money as a couple or do they make their money separate?
I don't think it matters. I honestly don't think it matters, because if you make 2,000 and I make 1,000, our tithes could be 300. Whether it in a 200 and 100 envelope or whether it in a 300 envelope. I
say it like that. The reason why I say it depends on if they make their money together or they make their money separate. Do they have different pay periods? Are you getting paid? Like, are you a hairdresser and you getting paid every day in little small increments, or something like that? Do you make one large lump sum of money a year? Like, I make $20,000 a year in one big large payment, and then you got to pay your tithes out of that. So I ain't gonna be like, yo, I just saving my tithes to wait till my wife get her 20,000, then we can pay it together. I ain't gonna do that.
Some people, some churches or organizations, they just prefer you to pay separate because they keep in a record, I guess. However, if this is under my family name, if there's something that my family pays, then it's my family tithes.
Yeah, my family tithes.
It doesn't matter if it's my husband or the wife. This is our family tithes. We come and we paying this together.
So this is Keisha, not Keith.
Yeah, I tell her. Sorry. Ashlyn said there are people that are actually 40 plus years into happy marriages with prenups, and they come into the firm and update or modify their prenups. Okay, she's talking about the marital agreements again.
Yeah, you always have to update your prenup, because I think after a certain amount of years, this go null and void.
Yeah, So Trinell said they lay all their cards on the table, so the choice would be yours as to whether or not you want to follow through with it. Boom.
Very good.
Here is where being equally yoked is an advantage. Yes. Ashton said, however, two mature adults should be able to discuss and come to a agreement on a middle ground on anything. Keyword: mature. Your finances does not trump your relationship. Wow, finger snaps. It surely don't. What was we had a next point. I mean, I think we kind of covering everything that we had discussed in our head, but what about talk? Let me gather my thoughts.
All right, so
what about when it comes to family?
What do you mean when it comes to family?
Your mother, the love of your life, your Grammy, whatever, they need some change or whatever, and it's just something that you always just do. It's been something that you always just do.
Not at the risk of getting religious and then, right? But that shall a man leave in the part from his mother and his father and then cleave unto his wife. And vice versa. This is my family.
This is my family.
This is now my immediate family.
Right.
Everything else is secondary.
Do you throw mom on the back burner?
Yeah, everything else is secondary. we just have a discussion between us what we can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
Love you to death.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the world to me. And I always just tell my wife, especially in regards to my Grammy, if she want the world, and it's in my power to give her the world, I will. Or I will try. But I also do, and my Grammy she don't never wild out. You know. If you come in, this is how I look at it. If you feel comfortable enough to ask me for it, then it's probably okay.
Huh?
If you feel comfortable enough to ask me for it,
then it's okay to what?
It's probably okay to ask.
Okay.
If you feel strange to have to ask me for it,
it's probably strange.
You probably shouldn't. If you could ask my wife for it, it's normally okay. If you can't ask my wife for it, you shouldn't ask. Mm-hmm. Right? So that means, if this my sister and she wants some money and I tell her go ask Donya and you don't feel comfortable enough to ask Donya for it, you probably out of line. It's probably too much money.
Interesting.
Because you probably don't feel no way to ask Donya for $20. You probably don't feel no way to ask Donya for $40. And you could probably ask Donya for $100 if it's for the right cause. If you say, yo, my daughter's sick, could you and Ken please send $100 to help with the medical fee? You wouldn't feel away. You could do that. Now if you ask me for $2,000, you can't ask Donya for $2,000. So
it's an interesting way to look at it.
If you feel strange to ask my spouse about it, you probably shouldn't ask for it.
What I wanted to say, let's hear along. What I wanted to say in reference to that is some people would feel like, let's say if I had like this personal vendetta against your sister, so it don't matter what she asks, what she asking for, I could always say no because I don't like her.
No, just no. She don't like her. We must be so hurt by these things. You can't be mad for somebody else's money, you know.
No, you can't. But I mean, as the spouse, I'm talking about the spouse, not the sibling. As a spouse, you want to help your sister with your wife saying no because she don't like her.
And the answer is no.
Then the answer is no.
Flip it the other way around. I can't stand your brother. You talking about, yeah, you going to give money to your brother. No.
You say no.
Yeah, we ain't even going to be upset with this.
Right.
That's just what it is.
And the person who say no.
Now, if you is the person where you so close with your family that you can't live with somebody who treat your family like that, then you at that point where you can't live with someone who can treat your family like that.
Yeah.
But for me, it ain't that deep. If you do something to my sister, if my wife and my sister beefing, and they can't be around each other, and they can't mix, they're like oil and water, then they can't mix. They're like oil and water.
And nothing.
When I see you, if I could do something for you, if I got a slack 50 in my wallet where I could throw you, I could throw you that. Beyond that, I can't help you because you and my wife don't get along. That's just it. I can't put my relationship up to grabs for that. That's that. And you can't be mad at me for my money or my wife money. You just have to just take it at that. Go make you one. I can't say, yo, I need $200. But CJ and me vibing. I'm like, yo, Ashlyn, you gotta give me that $200. No.
CJ ain't be on the rent.
CJ ain't on the rent.
No.
Man says no. I can't be mad at them. CJ will give me his $200. No, you can't be mad at them.
It sound hilarious. It sound hilarious. Any other closing remarks? We're coming up to 10 o'clock.
All right, guys. So this will be closing time. We're gonna do an hour and 16 minutes.
Ashlyn said, not just saying this, but honestly, my uncle has for a while been a model for who I want to marry. You guys are so down to earth. Love y'all. Aww.
Thank you. I think CJ a little too bright, but if you was trying to aim for someone
like you,
yeah, I dark skin. CJ kind of you miss the mark. But I do definitely approve for CJ.
Ashley says supporting family members in times of need is a reality. However, I feel like it should be discussed as to whether or not you can afford it, and if you can't, as a family unit, lend or give it, then it's not likely like a travesty.
That's what you always gotta remember in those situations. That this my family, this my immediate family. What I gotta worry about. Your children is the product of this relationship, and they're your immediate family, which you gotta worry about. You understand? Right. Everybody else is secondary. If we could do it, we can do it. It ain't gonna be no problem. But if we can't, you can't get mad for my money back.
Trinette said, what if your wife and sister don't have a relationship? Wait, so she isn't comfortable asking. I think that's a good time.
Even better.
I think that's a good time to establish a relationship.
Even better. So now I know that the money ain't gonna be crazy what you asking for. You see how wild it is? Do you know how long I probably been married to this woman, dating this woman or whatever, and then you never took it upon yourself to get to know her. But now you need money. You wildin'. Yeah. You wildin'.
That would be a good time to establish a relationship first. And if you find yourself on this end of the stick and you feel uncomfortable asking somebody, your brother, your sister, or whoever's spouse for money, establish that relationship. That means that relationship ain't there for you to ask them type of questions.
For sure, CJ know he's family, bro. CJ know he's family.
Trinette said we sit down and discuss prior to giving anyone anything.
That's right. But we gotta sit down and we gotta give you a plate of food, man. We gonna get real.
CJ said, "Baby, use my dog for life."
For sure, bro. You know he's family. We bringing this to a close. Y'all have any other questions? Y'all please shoot the questions right now. Throw them out there. We can answer them really fast. So in closing, I just want to echo the ideas. One, that finances do not trump your relationship. Two, be intentional about the finances of your relationship in terms of saving in terms of budgeting money for goals, in terms of budgeting money for relationships and having a good time and whatever. Nothing just happened by chance. In order for you to do something, you have to be intentional about it, right? So be intentional about the little money,
Right. Then you have knowing who better with the finances.
Knowing who is better with the finances.
Know your spouse financial history and their capability.
Right. If you wild and crazy with the money, just turn it over. I know you feel like you was the man of the relationship and you should be in control of everything, but if you just seeing that person with them numbers,
don't let pride get in the way and make you feel like just because you is this or whatever, you have to continue in this role when this role is just not for you.
Yeah, it's just not for you. It don't make you no less of a man.
It don't.
Just sign it over.
And likewise with a woman who probably, if you are good with finances and your husband better,
leave it there.
Leave it to him.
In all aspects, love each other. Use these practices and stuff like that to build your relationship.
Yeah. So you don't need these type of issues. But finances is one of the leading causes of divorce. Like people just break up.
Second, number two.
Is it one of the leading? I didn't say it as the first.
No, I say.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't say that.
It's saying it. It's number two.
I don't know if it's still number two.
It's still number two.
Wow. That's crazy. That money, I mean, it's not crazy. Let me not say it's crazy, but that money could break up a relationship, a bond where people come together and say, I give you my heart, my soul, my lung. But when it comes to that account,
see, because
we gotta split.
As you get in a relationship, sometimes people just get blinded by the goals. I want a house, I want a car, I want this, I want that, I want this. And then we start working towards it. And then we start to, like, all the decisions we make are for these things. And then we start to neglect the relationship and then the person's feelings.
Yeah.
You know, trying to chase these things. At all times, you have to sit back and be like, yo, hold on. Most important thing is this person and not so much
That.
it's
the
not so
thing.
much that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Respect your spouse and their ideas. A man knows a woman have a good feeling. Trust that dying feeling, but if any man in you, trust that feeling that woman is have.
And
know?
I also believe that in a relationship, your spouse isn't trying to harm you. If they have reservations about something, it's usually because they want to protect the relationship. And I think it's good to remind your spouse. I think I'm gonna put this in our next talk. But remind your spouse that y'all on the same team. Like, y'all working together. Like, this ain't me against you, you against me. Like, we in this together. So if I feel a certain way, it's because I want to protect me and you, not just protect me.
Y'all two. It's y'all two versus the world. It's not, you and the world beating up on her, or her and the world beating up on you. It's y'all two. Y'all is the team. Remember the team. All right.
Thank you all.
That brings us to a close. We love you all. Tune in next time.
When's next time? Next time will be